So, I go into queue.
One eternity later.
Okay, so I get into my first game. My team ends up running with a wannabe pilot, The Rock, and a therapist's second worst nightmare. We end up going against a religious nut, Hal 9000, and a drug addict. First round, I choose an RE45, fail at some wall jumps, and then get going. Wannabe pilot tells us to head towards the circle, but then immediately runs the other way. Guess she needed time to herself. So me and The Rock head towards the circle to fight the enemy head on. But they aren't there. We decide to go for the other side. Probably so they could get some resources uncontested, but more likely because they're cowards. Since they're over there, we jump down and get some of our own resources, and after a brief stint of generosity from me, we get into the fight. The religious nut is first on the offensive, and I honestly do nothing. Like, sure, I knock him down eventually, but really I did as much work as the last guy in the group project. Then we move on to the solo project, which doesn't start off great, but then I do get some good work done, but then leave the rest till 2 AM the day it's due for some reason. And then I die.
Okay.
And then they die. And then my team wins the first round. And then not much happens for the next 2 rounds. Second round starts. Get myself an R301 and an RE45. Succeed at some wall jumps.
So if I... There we go, I've done it.
And get going. I do some shoddy R301 work. Then proceed to get lost looking for the enemy. And my team wins us the round. Third round starts. I stick with what works. I punish this guy for peeking, I punish that guy for peeking, failing to down either of them. Down one guy, then forget how to aim. And we win. A little celebration, and we're back to queue. Game 2. This time my teammates are the drug addict and Titanfall 2. Going against a rogue duplicate, a person who thinks religion is personality, and Loba, otherwise known as a bit. For this game, I choose the RE45, and I choose it for every other game afterwards because I'm not good enough to use anything else. We get going in the first round. Immediately, the drug addict takes some drugs, and sprints off towards some resources like a cheetah. And like a cheetah, gets to the prey first, but is then forced off of it by other predators. With both of my teammates down, rather than trying to revive the one right in front of me, like an intelligent person, I decide to try to take out both of the remaining enemies on my own, which actually works out well, until it doesn't. Round 2. Titanfall 2 makes a bold play, ziplining directly into enemy territory, but unfortunately due to lack of support from the developers, this doesn't go well for him, and he's the first to go down. And after I fail to kill a bitch, I die to a goddamn wingman.
Are you...
So obviously following the trend of both of my teammates going down first and us losing the round, we win the next 2 rounds flawlessly. Cause that makes sense. Tiebreaker. A drug addict puts down his jump pad, I use it to get the materials, he goes for the crate, and even gives me a shield back. While Titanfall 2 moves in to engage the enemy, and even gets her down. But then as if they were part of some type of synchronized health loss team, they both go down within a 1/5 of a second from each other. And despite my best effort, I somehow let the rogue duplicate escape. But then I remember, I can revive people. So I revive Titanfall 2, defend him as he gets away, then revive Drug Addict right under the nose of the enemy. After using that shield bat from earlier, I move up and accidentally steal this guy's kill. Sorry. And I finish off the remaining enemies who were cuddling, I think? And win us the round. Match point. After an interesting zipline from Titanfall 2, I get confused, surprised, and then go down first. Titanfall 2 gets Krabered, and then we still win.
Oh shit.
I guess the moral of the story is, stop trying and get carried.